Hello, everybody. This is Barry. You watching Barry and the PI? It's the hairy Barry. My beard's coming along pretty good. Uh, what I wanted to talk to you today is about you come over here, you travel around a little bit, you meet this beautiful young island girl and spend some time with her, and whether you should get married over here or bring her over on a fiance visa to the U.S. or wherever you're from. I stayed over here my first trip, one which I met Maida in Hong Kong, and I would go back to Hong Kong every weekend when she would be off, and then I got a job over in Taiwan, so I didn't want to go back to the U.S. for very long. I wanted to stay near this girl. So I did eventually have to go back after a month or so, and I filed for her. Well, no, I didn't file for them. That's right. I went back there to work in Taiwan, and then I'd fly on every 2 months. I'd get a 4-day weekend from school, and I'd fly in first to Hong Kong, and then when she moved back to the Philippines, I'd fly into the Philippines. So I went back to teaching in the U.S. on the Navajo reservation, and I filed for that. By that time, we was already married. I came over. The school gave me 2 weeks off, and I came in on a Friday morning, and we rushed to the Dasmariñas City Hall to file for for us to get married. And you had to give 2 weeks warning, or 2 weeks notice, not warning. So we were supposed to go back Friday, 2 weeks later, and that's when we would have the ceremony. And so we took our honeymoon before we got married, and we traveled around those 2 weeks. And so we were supposed to report at 1 o'clock on that Friday, and there were like 7 other couples getting married. This is a civil marriage, not in a church. And the mayor of Dasmariñas officiated at the wedding. We had to each go up there before, and Brookshire from Texas. Heard that? And he said, "You sure you don't have some girlfriend back in Texas?" I said, no, I don't have any. And so we got there, and then all of us got us stood up together, and he did the vows and all that stuff. And then he said he's going to kiss the bride. And so I did so. And then after that, we went on. My dad planned on having a wedding dinner, and so we went to this one Filipino restaurant. It was pretty good, and that's how we got married. Now I had to go back to the U.S. get myself established there again, get the job, teaching, and I filed for her to become as a wife spouse visa, and that took about 6 months. Now, she's going to have to do some stuff. When they get that, they notify the embassy and the U.S. Embassy here. And so she had to go for an interview. Fortunately, she had everything together. One thing they're going to want to see pictures of you two together over here. And so we had taken lots of pictures with us together, and then she's going to have to go have a health checkup by a embassy-approved doctor, and I think she went to St. Luke's hospital for that, and she has to go by the DPI and get a law enforcement clearance and everything. And she had no problem with that. She's never been in trouble. Except she got in trouble with her father often when she was a little girl. But anyway, so she got all of that done, and they sent her visa, and I sent her the money for the airfare, and I had to drive. Fortunately, it was during the holiday breaks. We get 2 weeks off at Christmas and New Year's. So I had to drive up 200 and something miles to Phoenix to pick her up. And I did, and waited patiently for her to get off the plane. And there she came down the hallway, and at last. And we drove back up to the reservation. On the way, you go up. Flagstaff is up, much higher in elevation than Phoenix is. And it started snowing, so I pulled off the road and let her get out and see what snow was like. And she got to know what snow was like a lot, because it snowed like almost every day, it seemed, when she first got there. And so that's what, if you want to get married here, that's what you have to do. You have to go to the city hall of the city that she had been living in, and to the mayor's office. It's pretty simple. It gives you a form, fill it out, put some money up. I don't remember how much money it was. It wasn't that much. And then she's going to have to go to the embassy for an interview. If your girl doesn't speak really good English, you might tell them that you want a Tagalog speaking person to do the interview. And if she speaks English well like might have had no problem with that. So, and it was a joyous day when she got her visa and came to Phoenix, and she was tired, but and it was a joyous day for me to see her coming down that hallway. And that's what, 22, 23 years ago, or something like that. I don't know how many years we've been married. I forgot that. I had about 20. so, uh, so that was it. So unless she wants to have a church wedding, I just go down to the city hall and let the mayor, there he is. So I had no problems, never had any problems with her visa or getting her green card. Just the first year she was there, I was teaching on the Navajo Indian Reservation, and there's no jobs for her unless she's a teacher or a nurse, and she was neither. And so I highly recommend you do that. It was fun, unusual. You do have to see there's a priest there beforehand to talk to you for about 45 minutes about how to have God in your marriage and all of that stuff. So other than that, it was all right. So it's kind of a cloudy day today, and it's real windy. So I'll show you, see here. And let me show you what's blooming now. Pardon me. And those two are doing really good. The others aren't. There's a new one. I think this may be one of them that might have pulled out of the jungle the other day. I don't know what it is. And look at my powder puff bush. It's doing real well. It's like these cool mornings, cool days. And then bougainvillea, and even that one's doing good too now. Still no new lobster claws yet, but it's been nice having these cool days. Today I think the low was 67, and I'm all right with that. And a high of about 85, I think, something like that. So, take care. Have a great day. Take care of your family and your pets. And we'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. As long as I'm still here. My beard. All right, y'all take care.